So, has everyone had a chance to listen to the recording for Barung today? Yeah. If you haven't got your camera on, you need to respond to that in the chat box that you've listened to and watched the recording. Good stuff. All right. So, let's have a sticky beak at this. What we'll do first, because it's our first one for the week, you don't need to have a look at the WebEx schedule, do you? What do we got here? Come here, you. No.
You're muted. Try now.
All right. So let's have a look at this week's learning intention and success criteria for reading. We'll unpack that a little bit because, as with most things, there's a little bit of education language in there which can sometimes be confusing. So our learning intention for this week in reading is we are learning to predict using a variety of connections. Now, we've already covered, we cover connections every year, don't we, at school? We have text to text, text to self, text to world. But this is just going a little bit deeper than that, okay? Success criteria 1, I can make predictions based on personal experience and content knowledge and provide evidence from the text. Now, that sounds really confusing, but we'll break that down in a moment. Success criteria 2, I can make predictions based on previous reading and provide evidence. I can make success criteria 3, I can make predictions based on the emotions and feelings of characters with evidence from the text. So you'll see in every one of those success criteria, the word evidence is there. Okay? So let's have a look at words or terms to unpack in our learning intention and success criteria. So what is a prediction, or what does predict mean? A prediction, or to predict, means to think about what may happen in the future and to use evidence from what you have read to guess what may happen. If we want to align it with anything to make it a bit clearer, when we've been looking for unknown and tricky words to solve, at the top of that table, there's always been a guess as to what you think the word might mean. Pretty much a prediction is a guess. You're taking a bit of a punt on what you've read and what you've felt to what might happen next, and it might not always be right, and that's okay. Variety of connections. This refers to what we do and use to help us make predictions. As I said, we all know about text to text, text to self, text to world, and they're all valid connections. This digs deeper as it requires us to provide evidence to support our connections. So if you're predicting and at the end of one chapter, the character falls into a puddle on a winter's day, and that's the end of the chapter, and I ask you to predict what might happen next, well, you may have been wet on a cold winter's day before, so you know that they're going to be cold and shivering. So your prediction might be, well, I predict that the character is going to be really cold and shivering and not very happy. I know this because it's happened once before. I have been cold and wet and slipped in a puddle. You see how that's evidence supports what you predict? So personal experience, text to self connection, something you've experienced. Content knowledge. That sounds really confusing. But content knowledge is a text-to-text connection. It's something you've read before. Previous reading is, again, text-to-text or text-to-self connection, something you've read before. The evidence is justifying your prediction by stating what you think will happen and using an example of something similar from a book that you have previously read or something you have experienced. It's all good to say, yep, I think this will happen, but why do you think this will happen? That's where we are this week. That's why every success criteria has got evidence. You've got to provide evidence. All right. So we have all read and listened to the Barung reading today, which is good. What am I looking for? That. I'll put that up there. So, do you want me to just leave it up to you guys? Or... who have I got? Oh, I'll just pick one out. Ev, you're on my first screen. Ev? could you please, can you please give me a prediction of what you think might happen in the next chapter of Barung?
Maybe they might, ship might come in to pick them up or to bring more food. Oh.
And why do you think that? What evidence have you got to support that?
Because they're saying that there's been thieves in the storehouse where all the food is, trying to get in it.
Sorry, can you?
So then, and they have to put new stuff on it.
They're saying what?
There's been people stealing food out of the storehouse.
Oh. And that was in, and where was, and that was what? Where was that in the? Was that in the chapter from today? Was it?
Yeah.
All right, nice one. All right. So you've all got a whiteboard and a marker or a piece of paper and a texter. I would like you all to write down a prediction and evidence, and remember to use a connection to support your evidence of what you think will happen in the chapter tomorrow. Okay. Don't say what Evan just done because there's done. That's English. Evan just did because there's more to it, and there's we can make a lot more predictions based on our connections. Yeah. Could the evidence also be? I predict this will happen because of what's happened in the chapter before, and the chapter before, and the chapter before. Yeah, it could. So refer back to not just the chapter that we've just read today, but also maybe the one from Friday. All right. So maybe 5 or 6 minutes. Everyone do a prediction and some evidence, please.
Are we still going to do the summarising?
No, summarising was last week. We're predicting now. But, LJ, a very, very useful tool for helping you predict what might happen is the summaries you've done last week. Nice pickup, because the summaries you've already done are evidence, aren't they, of what's already happened in the book. So if you want to go back and have a look at your summaries, have a look at those. All right, you've got 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes, and then we'll have a chat about it. And please, while you're doing this activity, if you've got any questions, please ask them. If you're not sure of if what you're going to use as evidence is appropriate or going to be correct, just let me know.
Mr. Al,
Yeah,
I just got kicked out of the meeting.
you're back again.
Yeah, same. I got kicked out too.
Sometimes it happens, guys. It's just a connection issue. You're back now, though.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Just remember the key point in all of our success criteria this week is evidence.
I already found who stole the food out of the store.
Have you?
House store.
Okay.
Pun?
You found it.
Did it say who stole the things out of the store?
Don't know.
House store.
Did it?
Storehouse.
I don't think it did just yet, did it?
Found
Pardon?
that they maybe they think that somebody, a part of the storehouse, stole their food.
Is that what you're predicting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice one. Write that down. Then hang on. Do you want me to write that on here for you, LJ?
And also, Mr. Al.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let's get this prediction first. What was your prediction?
They'll find who stole the food out of the storehouse in the next chapter. And also, you know that big dude in the first chapter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was him
Oh. Can you
that
remember
kicked
that stole the food? Can you remember his name? I'll just put might be the big guy from chapter 1. Yeah? Why do you think that, LJ?
Didn't he want food, and the one kid already had it? He started to Bullock.
He what?
That's it. Wait, was that his name? Bullock?
Yeah, he wanted food and what?
Because he cracked it, and then he probably went and stole the food.
Oh, that's a nice recall there, LJ. Just make sure I got this right. So, I just muted myself. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, Bullock Man, wasn't it?
Because I couldn't hear you through the headphones.
Sorry, dude. So let me see if we got this right, Elge. So your prediction is they'll find out who stole the food from the storehouse, and it might be the big guy, Bullock Man, from chapter 1. And your evidence is that he wanted food and he got upset because he couldn't have any. Yeah? Would that be a text-to-text connection, or a text-to-self, or a text-to-world? Remember, text-to-text is when we get information from something we've already read before. Text-to-text. Who's got anyone? Well, who am I going to pick on, or is someone going to volunteer? Oh, I'm having trouble spelling today. That's better. Okay, Jet, what's your prediction for the next chapter of Barung?
My next prediction?
Yeah, what's your prediction? What will happen in the next chapter of Barung, the Secret Friend? What do you think will happen in the next chapter?
Hold on, let me find that prediction.
they will. I think isn't it when the citizens like, or is that?
No, it's the chapter tomorrow that we haven't read yet, and you're going to tell
Oh.
me what you think will happen.
That that people like will maybe the problem will happen
What's the problem?
like maybe like people that aren't from their country. I forgot their called.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Then people that like aren't supposed like people that people like from this country
Yeah.
like will be hungry and all of that, and they won't have any food, and then they'll go to their camps and steal their food.
Yep. Oh, hang on.
Convicts, that's the one.
So the convicts will be hungry. Yep. Will be hungry because they don't have any food. Ooh. And you think they'll go out into the camps and steal the food from there?
Yeah.
Not bad. Okay, why do you think that? Where's your evidence to support that?
I don't know, because like in things in LJ's prediction, people were stealing all of their food, so maybe the people that stole their food, they might like go back and steal all their food and go to different people's like campsites and like people's houses and like steal all the food.
Yep.
Maybe they'll get angry.
Yep.
Wait, do we just post the prediction in that today, or?
Yeah, mate.
So we'll post LJ's prediction.
No, not LJ's. This is, we do Barung when we're in here, but you've all got your own readings that will get, they're dropping now while you're in here. And then you will do a prediction on the book, on the text you've been reading.
The one, like the other one, like the class one we do, or just read to self book?
Nah, the class one. Not bad. Has anyone got any differing predictions away from the food that they think might happen about, have we thought about our characters of Abaru and Barney and that? Has anyone got any predictions about what might happen with those guys? What about you, Jensen?
I think the ship won't come.
Oh, hang on. Why do you think that?
Because the people from England think they're on a different island. They don't think they're in Sydney Cove. They think they're somewhere else.
So you think the ship's going to go this way?
Yeah.
Would that be a text-to-text reference there, connection there, Jay? Because you've already read that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. All right. So what we've done is we've got 4 predictions there for what will happen tomorrow, and we'll check these out tomorrow and see what happens. But we've been able to provide a prediction, and each prediction has been supported by evidence. Does that show you what we're looking for in our success criteria this week? Give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat box. So it's all, yeah, good. That's pleasing. Because we, hang on, I'm coming back. Stop sharing. Oh, where have you gone? There you are. Hello. So does that helps with that's basically what we're looking for in our 3 success criteria this week. Predict what's going to happen with what you're reading and support it with evidence. Now, the evidence can be something you've read previously. It can be something that's happened to you that you can think, oh, yeah, that's happened to me, so I think this will happen because that's how I felt. Yeah? Because you'll see success criteria 3, we're still using evidence, but we're basing it around the character's feelings. You know, there might be a part in the book where someone gets really scared, and then we have to predict what will happen next. So then we have to think back to times when we've felt scared and what we did next, and that will help us to form a prediction. So when I was a little boy, I used to get really scared at night time. So, and when I heard a bump, I used to run away and hide under my doona. So if I read something like that in a book, my prediction would be, well, the kid's going to run away and hide because they're scared, because that's what I used to do. Doesn't mean it's right. It just means I've connected that to something that's happened to me. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Any questions from you lovely children before I let you go? No, we're all good? Catch you around. Hey, oh, sorry, before you go, don't leave. You still there? All right. This Friday, so Friday of this week, you're having a mental health day. That doesn't mean you're mental. It just means we're having a very relaxed day with our learning. All right. So I'll be in planning all day with Miss Hawker and Mr. Kennedy. So it's going to be like you might just have a few fun activities to do. It's not going to be this regular classroom stuff that we've been doing every day. Okay? So the only classroom learning you've got this week from me is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I'll have some activities up for you to do on Friday, but it'll be nothing like what we do normally in class. Okay? Have a great week. Talk to me if you need to. I'm supervising from 11:30 today, but I'll be around. Catch you around.